Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Bets Golden, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing some paint pouring. And this is a small confession. I understand that not everybody has the same point of view that I do, but I find paint pouring to use a lot of paint and it requires a lot of stuff to store. So I am literally doing this to get rid of my paint pouring stuff and throw it away and you know, free up that space in my craft room. And I had the pouring medium by Dina Wakley in my stash. I bought it when it first came out. I tried it, but the paints that I used that were hers with it were older, and it created this gnarly like texture on it. That's not, I've actually have used it and I like it for some things, but I wanted it more fluid. And so it's recommended that for her pouring, you need to use like her fresh paint. So that's what I did, is I mixed up the pink one. Then this one is blackberry, turquoise, lime, and lemon. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw in some cell creators, just depending on the color will determine how much of this I use. Now, I have never had luck with her cell creator before. It's not really worked for me, and I don't know if it's just because I wasn't using it with her paint all the time and her other paint was older. So we will see what we get on this. If it works. I am using quite a bit because I want to use it up. You probably shouldn't use as much as I'm using. But I kind of want to see if it's just going to work. She says only one drop. I probably did like 20 in each of those. But I'm disappointed because I bought these little paints for my journal, and I have ended up using so much of it just to do this paint pouring technique today. And I love her paint, but it's not like the cheapest thing in the world. So I'm gonna do hopefully 3 canvases when I do this. I'm gonna do one with the purple, green, the purple, blue, and pink, and the other with the blue, yellow, and green, and then I'll do a dirty pour. So I'm going to start off actually in this box right here. And I'm excited because as I finish up my boxes, I can throw them away. So I'm going to put it on an elevated surface like so. I know this is really close on the screen. And then to figure out which, nope, that one's too big. So I'll use this little one. And this is just a canvas panel. So for this one, I'm going to do my pink, blue, and green. And I'm just gonna pour it out like so. I probably should have a paper towel to put those on, huh? And the turquoise. And since I am going to be utilizing the turquoise in possibly 3 canvases, I need to use less of it than I do the others. The purple. That's enough for a dirty pour there. And then let me pick up my pink again. Push that on through. All right. And I'm just going to start to move this around. I actually have more fun with my dirty pours than anything else, really. So this is a really fun art to do. It really is, but it just requires a lot of paint. And since her paint really can only do like, oh, and I am getting some cell development up there. Oh, nice. since her paint can only really be used new, this isn't something that I can do with her paint because I want to do my paint pouring with stuff I'm literally getting ready to throw away, or, well, I want to finish the bottle. You know what I mean? You know? So for me, this isn't a real practical way to do this. I prefer to use Plaid and Mod Podge than anything else. But this is turning out beautiful, and it's going to be a wonderful substrate for another art project that I may have down the road. So it may not even cover the entire canvas. So I'm just having fun with it a little bit, moving it around. So let me throw on just a little bit more pink. I do love that I can see the cells in this now, because that was one of my issues before, was I couldn't see those cells move and stuff, and now I definitely can, which is what I want. Do you want to see the cells? But it requires more than one drop. I mean, you guys saw how much I put in there, so it definitely, you need more than one drop. Even though the packaging only says one drop, I mean, I definitely did more than one drop. And whenever I've tried it before with less than one drop, I've never ever gotten any kind of cell action. So let me put a little bit of blue too in there. All right. Now, this does take a little bit of time to set up and dry. That's why I have 3 different boxes under me. As pardon me, I can set this up in one box and then move on to the other box, and I don't have to worry about it ruining my desk or even a craft mat for that, because once this is set, it is set and you're like good to go. So I'm going to actually move that off and really start to let this drip down and off. Just getting as much of this canvas covered as I possibly can. There may be some edges on it in the end that aren't, but that's okay. The reason why I went with these colors was, even though this is an acrylic base and it really should not mix per se, if it does, I know that blue and red make purple, so it just makes sense, right? And I'm just letting it drip down. Getting a really pretty coverage on this. That even looks cool down there where it's dripping off. Okay, so let me rotate it over just so I can get it to move some more down this way, because it's kind of definitely moved. It looks like it's moved quite a bit up that way. just going to try to get those corners. Look how pretty that is, though. All right, so I'm going to just set it up like so, wipe off my fingers, and move on to the next one, which is going to be my yellow, blue, and it's lemon, lime, and turquoise. But that one is pretty cool. Okay, so let's see, does this one fit in here? Yes, it does, and it's already kind of lifted, so it should not adhere to the bottom, which is good. So I'm gonna just take this again, use this to start with, because I'll eventually pick it up. And so for this one, I start with yellow. This is the lemon. And I'm just going to do like so. Then let me get my turquoise in here. And then my lime in here as well. Now the dirty pour is my favorite when we mix them all together and do it on the next canvas. So just so you know. All right, now let me start to move this around. I love this color combo already. Close to the edge, we'll go down this edge. This one's already dripping off some, it's just fine. I have some cell division in there, which is good, it's what I want. Pick this up. Interesting. I'm getting those little bits of texture in that lime color, which means that it must have been sitting on the shelf for a while. Because fresh paint should not be doing that. But my lime, I'm starting to see those little the little texture pieces in it. Very interesting. Now, I know that some people put a lot more paint on this to begin with. I get that, but I don't want to throw so much paint on it and then just throw it away. So I like to throw some on, maneuver it as much as I can around the canvas, and then throw more on if I need it. So I know that I probably am not doing this right, according to, you know, what artists say I should. Those that really do paint pour say, you know, oh, I should, but I just don't want to waste a ton of it because it's expensive. And you can wear gloves if you don't want to get your hands dirty. A lot of people do. I don't. here. And I'm just getting it to move. So based on this and the little texture I'm getting in it, I'm gonna have to go with, I really like plaid to pour better with. I think that I love Dina Wakley paint for art journals and the heavy body stuff, but it's just too finicky for this type of art, I think. I mean, I hate to say that, but it really is. It's just, I shouldn't be seeing those little puddles and things in it already. Like, it shouldn't be drying with the beading. So I'm just not real happy with that. So I'm just maneuvering this around, and I will have a really cool background when it's all said and done. And I'll probably take, and you know how I have some texture in this that I shouldn't. I'm probably going to go over with a dry brush in gold and dry brush it and just bring it out and use it and play it up. Or, you know, silver or whatever. But you could definitely make this go faster if you threw more paint on it than I do. But and I don't want to put any more paint on it because I want to do my dirty pour on my other canvas, and so I might go in with paint and just paint the spots that didn't get covered. You can also take that paintbrush. Just pick it up. There we go. Don't want to waste that paint. Alright, that's looking pretty good. There's that, and then let me rotate it over to this side and just pick up some of that with my popsicle stick. All right, so I think I'm going to let this dry now and call it good. I'm going to put a little bit right in there, like so. And let that dry. All right, so let's move on to the dirty pour. All right, so the dirty pour is my favorite pour. because I can throw all of the paint on it. And so I'm going to do that. Let me get a wipe real quick, clean up my fingers a little bit, and then we're going to put everything into a jar, and then I'm going to dirty pour it. So I'm going to take this jar, and you can throw all your color in at one time. This is a real fast way to do this. Like this is how we're going to use with the rest of the color, or you can do it one at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my blue, I'm going to start with my pink. Put all this in here first. Then I'm going to move on to my purple. My turquoise next. Sorry, that was blackberry. My lime after that. And then my yellow. All right. And now I'm going to take this, take my canvas and flip it over, waiting for it all to kind of pour down the edges. Then I will take it and continue to let it drip off. That is super cool. I love these bright colors. And I'm just going to whirl it around. This is really cool. I like this one a lot. I love dirty pouring. Out of all of the pour types, this is my very, very favorite. And it's really working nicely. Just gonna pour the excess off. Love these bright colors. I am a bright, whimsical type artist. All right, so that side is covered. Let's go ahead and get this side down. It did go a little brown in some areas because the colors did mix, and I was not being respectful of my color families. So, you know, that's kind of to be expected when you're doing these. But it's still pretty stinking cool. Alright, let me get my paper again, my box again to set this on so it can set up and dry. And voila, that's my dirty pour and my very cool cup now. I'm going to keep that. That's pretty freaking awesome. I'm actually going to see if I do have a little bit more in there. I can throw around the edges. But I'm really happy that I finally see that cell division. But one drop, just so you guys know, does not do it. You need more than one drop. So there's that. And here is some more of this. And let's throw some more of the rest of the pink on. I'm going to let this set up for about 24 hours. And I'll post the pictures with my thoughts on my website. So if you are not already subscribed to it, I would love it if you would subscribe to it. I don't own my channel on YouTube. Nobody does. YouTube owns it all. But my website I do own. So it will always be up. And I do keep it updated and things like that. So if you want to subscribe to that over there, that would be awesome. And I will have the results of this over there. Let me throw some green on and then we will be good. All right, you guys, I know that this is kind of a different type video today, more experimental. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you decide if you want to try this technique and what kind of paint to use. I definitely would use plaid paint and use a different kind of pouring medium. I don't know if Dina Wakley's their Ranger is expensive or not, but I do know that it hurt when I had to use about 1/4 of my each bottle to create these pours. That's a lot of paint. So I think paint pouring for me is really great if it is extra paint that I'm trying to get rid of. But as far as buying paint to pour, that's not really going to be my thing. It's just, I just can't justify it. Some people are like amazing paint pour artists and that's what they do, you know. So I appreciate the art. I appreciate how cool and abstract and random this is. Yeah. Okay, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I certainly hope that you do so. Don't forget to check out my website. You can always catch me on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter under Bets Golden. Until next time, happy crafting.